Hi, welcome to a2zknowledge.com. So in this video what we are going to discuss is all about what is size of big data. So this is kind of a question whenever people used to ask when I say I'm a big data developer, when I say this to my colleague or when I say this to my friend or to my client or even in an interview. So when I say this, people used to ask the very first questions, okay, then tell me what is size of big data or what data size that you have handled so far. So I used to say this is kind of this question, the people who are asking, they have some kind of a false belief like big data is all about only for the volume of data problem, the huge amount of data. So that's actually problem. See, this is something like we can consider this as a one parameter. Okay, but people used to consider this is the only parameter. So volume alone is not a problem for us. We have more than 100 plus problems we have with the data. Data storage is a problem, processing speed is a problem, and transaction speed is a problem, variety of data is a problem, and we have visualization problem, testing, data quality, cleansing, cleaning. So we have many problems in data. But people used to project always only with the volume. People used to think only volume. So why? So here I'm going to say you something about the understanding what we have in big data is it's kind of something false, right? See, when we have problems with the data, we used to state it in the terms of V's. We used to call all data problems in the term starts, the letter starts with V. That's how something a market trend word they have created. They used to project the problem in the statement of V's. For example, huge amount of storage problem, they used to say volume. Speed in transaction, they used to call it as velocity. Visualization, so that's already a V. And then variety of data, so that's a different variety, structured, semi-structured, that is also variety. Value, data quality, we call it as value. And veracity, trust in the data, we call it as veracity. So there is volatile, viability, we have many V's. So all these V's are nothing but the problems. Okay, so now we used to think always volume. It's one parameter, it's not the only parameter that we should not have to think about it. So the people who have this confusion, even the people who work in big data, a developer or a solution architect or a manager who has this problem, whenever we say immediately the next question, okay, tell me what is the size of data you handled. Okay, if I say 1 GB, what's the problem? If I say even a 10 TB, what is the problem? Whether if I say 1 GB or a 10 TB, can you able to say which is big data? So I say 10 GB, then Facebook will say 100 TB, then Google will say something more than that. See, you have different answers for the question what is big data. There is no definite size for big data. That's what we need to know. Okay, so when I put this question in comment, okay, people are saying like I have more than 1,000 visitors, imagine. So I'm asking this question, what is size of big data? Okay, first guy is saying 10 GB is my data, big data. So next guy is saying 1 TB, next guy is saying 100 TB, then zettabyte, yottabyte, so whatever it is, petabyte, whatever it is. So I'm getting different answer. The question is not valid when we ask it in public. Okay, there is no common forum to say if you cross this much of data size, it's big data. When I have a one-on-one discussion, for example, there is a client and I'm asking him or he's asking me what is size of big data. So for example, I'm asking a guy what is size of big data and that guy is saying 100 GB is big data for me. When I cross more than 100 GB, that is a big data. How? Based on what he is saying more than 100 GB when he cross it is big data for him. See, in scenario, he is working, just an example I'm saying, he is working in some traditional data warehouse or database and he is handling daily basis 100 GB of data. Okay, and he's saying like when I process 100 GB of data on daily basis, I am not getting any issue with respect to the storage and processing. Okay, when he costs more than 100 GB, for example 101 GB, when he go for 101 GB, then he is saying like I have an issue with respect to storage and process when it crosses more than 100 GB. So the data size and the problem is purely based on the current technology, whatever we are working. Okay, it's not like there is a common size. For him it is 101 GB. Some guy saying like I am working for some other technology, some other database where I cross more than 10 TB only, I am getting an issue. Okay, up to 10 TB he can use the same technology. That's how I will prefer. And he's saying like next 20 years I'm gonna get only 100 GB of data. Then I say then you can go ahead. You can go with this technology itself. Maybe you say like within 2 years or 3 years you are going to jump. Then we can start a project in big data. But now you are saying you are good with your data, so that you can able to go with you can continue with your system. See, that's how if I am a solution architect, but I am not. But I am saying if I am a solution architect, this is how I will be saying. So always it's not about the size. Many other problems. See, still we have many clients who used to say storage can be installed in RDBMS. Some clients, okay, storage may be in the RDBMS, but they will do process alone in big data. Now here, what is the problem for them? Processing. Okay, so I work on this scenario. When I go for an interview and someone is asking me what is the size of data you have handled, then I will say I've just handled 5 GB data per day. So he will be immediately asking why 5 GB, then why you are coming for big data. So immediately his thought is all about just for 5 GB, why he has to come for big data. Right, why 5 GB is not a big data? When it gives really a problem, then that's a big data. I have a 10 GB pen drive and I'm asking you to copy 12 GB data, which is not possible, right? Then the balance 2 GB is your big data. Even 2 GB is big data. Even 1 MB I can say big data when it causes a problem for me with respect to process or storage on anything. So I used to say, this is a scenario which happened for me when I attended an interview long back. So there was a guy who asked a question, what is the data size that you handle? I worked for a banking client previously. So I used to say like I have handled around 15 GB per day, and means that is per hour. Okay, so 24 hours I used to get the batch data. So he had a laugh. And I asked why you are laughing, and he said he's also a banking guy, and he said like no, in our banking domain, in my company, in my current company, I'm processing more than 50 GB per hour, he said. So I said okay, it's okay for that means, he said like for just 15 GB I'm using more than 50 GB. He said around 100 GB per hour I used to process. But he pointed me saying that you are just using 15 GB per hour and that's very small, then why you are coming for big data? So I just stated 2 points to him. 1 point, first point, I told him volume is not a problem for me. The data was still in some RDBMS. The process alone we did in big data, Hadoop or Spark, whatever you can imagine. So that's what the first answer I gave. And the second point I pinpointed him saying that because I just want him to get a clear idea about what is that. Maybe it's an interview, so what? So I told him, see, you laughed at me when I said I processed just a 15 GB data. I just gave a scenario for him. So I told him, if you got an opportunity to attend Facebook interview or a Google interview and they are asking the same question to you and you say like I am processing 100 GB per hour, and they will laugh at you because for Facebook 100 GB is a very small amount of data, right? So still they are also using big data. But the data size and the problems are different. That's what we need to understand. So we should not always judge someone based on asking this one question, what is size of big data or what's data size that you handle in your project. And when he say I'm handled only 100 MB data, 5 GB data, so that we should not think that they are not aware of big data and they didn't utilize big data. We should not think like that. Maybe the name gives you the confusion and the wrong point of view. Maybe for others, even people who work on this technology are having this mindset. So this is something just I want to tell us, and they want to get clear that big data is not only for the volume based problem. That's the very first thing which we need to know. And who can able to say what is the heavy volume of data? Who can able to say that what the data volume is infinity? We cannot say. See, this big data technologies has been like it can able to solve our problem for next 5 years or 10 years, that's all. See, the data size is not constant, and the technology with respect to what we call big data is also a temporary solution, right? So within 10 years, the data size will get increased more than what we expected. Maybe that time a new technology may enter into picture. So the solution may come. Even now, if you take the 2017, I am taking this video. As of now, in big data, we have around 10,000 plus technologies like Hadoop, Spark, and NoSQL database like Cassandra, MongoDB. We have many technologies in it. Okay, all these technologies has been invented to solve various problems. It's not only for the volume problem. Okay, so I hope that you got a clear picture about what I'm coming to say. So you can expect this question and answer from any candidate, but this is not the only point to ask as a first question to the client, or first question to a candidate, or first question to your colleague or friend. We should not expect what is the size of big data. We cannot say like that, right? So it's all about their own cases and their own problem and their own design. Okay, when I use 50 GB, okay, I am also banking. He used just 10 GB and he is also banking. We should not say then you are not utilized big data. It's not like that. They have also utilized for the different problem, and even I have utilized and you have utilized for your different problems. Okay, I have seen in recent days that people are understanding big data. Whenever I ask to the guy who is in some other technology, whenever I just hear he used to say, or my friend used to ask me, So you say big data. So what data size that you have handled? Really, are we handling more than 200 GB per hour in any badges so far? In any healthcare domain or banking domain, you rarely touch your heart and say, means maximum. We people are using, even if I ask Google, they will say, yes, we are using. But I'm saying, right? So we are not handling more than 100 GB and 200 GB, right? Average IT companies, right? In any badges or streaming, not. Yes, hardly basis I'm saying. Yeah, we are not doing. Even some companies, they do the whole day badge will be itself around only 100 GB to 200 GB. So it's always not about the volume. That's the very first thing we need to understand. That's very, very important. We have many other problems too. So especially like even people, someone who is watching this video can take or the part of interview panel. So you have got a clear idea, I think so. So we can't able to judge a candidate or a people or a project based on the size of data they are handling in big data. Okay, so thanks for watching A2Zknowledge.com. I hope you really like this video, and if you really like this video, subscribe my channel and forward this to your friends and colleagues. Thanks for watching. We provide videos in 2 languages, English and Tamil. We provide many tech videos in my channel. You just go ahead with my channel and just see what are all the videos available. Thanks for watching.